Hello and welcome to the Assessment and Evaluation Policy for the SPH3U, the grade 11 physics course. I want to talk about where your mark will be generated in this course. So, first of all, formative, this is stuff that's not for marks. So each lesson, in earlier, I talked about the process. So you watch the video, take the note, do the homework, then you have to complete a journal. This is a requirement for this course. You must complete the journal. That's how I track how you're moving through the course and your module. So you can hand the journals in as soon as they're done, or you can hand them in groups of 3 or whatever your preference is. But that allows me to give you feedback. So I mark it, tell you what you did right, tell you what you need to improve on to help you in preparation for the test. Every few lessons I'm going to send out a quiz. You can use the quiz however you want. It's not required to hand it in. Some students use it for review though, because on those quizzes I give you test type questions, so you know what to expect on the test. So if you hand those in, I will mark them and tell you again what you need to work on or improve on. So those are for no marks, but the journals are a requirement to be submitted. For marks, this is where your marks are generated. There are 6 units in this course. Each of them have equal weight. All right. The breakdown is 70% for term mark, 30% for exam. I think that's pretty standard across the province. Your 6 unit tests make up your term mark. All right, so 6 unit tests, that's where your term mark comes from. So if you want to think of it this way, each test is worth 17% of your term mark or 12% of your final mark, approximately. Okay, now, each test is broken into 4 categories. So we have knowledge. So the first 2 or 3 pages will be knowledge. The next 2 or 3 pages will be application. And the third category is communication. So knowledge is your true, false, multiple choice, short answer, whereas application is your long answer questions, similar to what you'll see in the homework. As I mark your test, I then take a look at it overall, and I assign a communication mark. So I'm looking for, did you use physics terminology? Did you explain your answers, therefore statements? Did you use your vector symbols? Are units there, etc., etc.? So the three categories, 3 of the 4 categories are on the written unit test. Now, every time there's a unit test, there is a lab for each unit. So the lab is worth, should be 25% to make up the 100. So knowledge is 25, application 25, communication 25, and the final category is a lab. So the lab assignment is worth a quarter of your unit test, if you want to think of it that way. And that's how the unit tests will be. So write the unit test for those 3 categories, and then the lab will be our 4th category, which we call thinking category. The exam will cover the entire year, okay, and it'll be evenly distributed over the 6 units. So it'll probably be about 2 pages per unit on the exam, and that's where your mark will come from. So you'll have your 6 unit tests, 6 labs. That's where the mark is generated from. You're submitting journals. They're required. I'll give you some feedback. And the quizzes are optional completely, but they are beneficial for you in preparing for the unit tests. If you have any further questions or more clarification, let me know, and I will help you out.